Okay, let me just say a few words about Stephanie. Stephanie is one of the first U.S. attorneys I visited in this role. You want me to stand over here? And I have to admit, when I went out to visit U.S. attorneys on this first trip, I was a little uncertain how I would be received. It had honestly been many years since I'd been part of the U.S. attorney community, and she was just so welcoming, as was her office. So I punished her by making sure she came back to Main Justice. And so, just as my favorite message song is Shake It Off, hers is Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. So we made her leave California, but she can't leave here. Incredibly grateful that you made this move. Incredibly grateful for all the years of service and for the way in which you inspire assistant U.S. attorneys and U.S. attorneys to stay, to make this part of their lives, even after having been acting U.S. attorney. Allegiance to the department and to the mission that we have. I want to thank Norm very much for not only for taking the reins from Monty and without any gaps, completely smooth, but even more so for being willing to stay on. I'm grateful for your allegiance to the department and to our public service mission. And I know that two of you both share Monty's view that EOUSA is the executive office for U.S. attorneys, capital FOR. And I know that Stephanie feels that in her heart, and that will be the way in which she leads the department. I've also learned an important thing about Stephanie. Apparently there is a cabal of Justice Department that goes to Scotland to play golf. I read about Attorney General Barr in the newspapers. I didn't realize that Stephanie was part of that cabal, but now apparently I have to be, and so all U.S. attorneys have to go with Stephanie. All attorneys general have to go with Stephanie to play golf. So I'm looking forward to that official trip, apparently.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Can I swear you in?
Absolutely.
And then you can speak. Who's going to hold the
There you go.
Constitution?
Okay, let's have you back here.
Right? You're out some way to raise your right
Stand
hand.
back to the middle. There we go. It's down here.
Right, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Stephanie Hinds,
I, Stephanie
do
Hinds,
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
I take this obligation freely
and I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully
the
discharge
duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I'm about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You're in. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I am deeply honored today to take the reins of being the director of EOUSA. I am so very, very overjoyed to continue my service with the department, working with the U.S. attorney community, a community that I grew up in, have spent nearly 30 years of my professional life with, a community that I know, and to share this moment with the AJAC, this group of U.S. attorneys that I've come to know and love. I understand your issues. I am looking forward to working with you through this lens as the director of EOUSA in the continued service of the department. For the past year and a half, I've been blessed to work with Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco, working specifically with you and with the professional staff folks at ODAG. I have learned so much in my time with you, learn how the department functions, learn how the U.S. attorney community functions within that space and the importance of the work that we do. You allowed me to elevate the voices of the U.S. attorneys within the office, and I thank you for that, and I will continue to do that in this new role. I also, in the last year and a half, got to learn more about EOUSA and work closely with Norm and Suzanne and the professional staff at EOUSA. I am, as all, incredibly grateful and indebted to Norm for the quiet, steady leadership that you have demonstrated throughout your time. I actually knew Norm before you came here to EOUSA, from back in his days at EDCA as an AUSA in California. So we're on this journey together, and I am looking forward to that, developing that relationship. I am, a little note about sort of why this is being recorded. Obviously, during my time at the U.S. Attorney's Office in San Francisco, I elevated to the ranks of being the acting and interim U.S. Attorney. When I became the AG appointed U.S. Attorney, that happened during December of 2021. And I was home in LA for Christmas, and I surprised my folks by having the chief judge swear me in virtually so I could surprise them for that occasion. So I asked the AG if he would be willing to have this recorded so I could share this with my folks since they couldn't be here today. So I want to thank you. I am excited about this. I am ready to roll up my sleeves and get to work. And I thank you all for being here.
You have to swear you won't strike against the United States. And swear that you didn't buy this office and that you won't sell it.
I will not sell it.
In that case, if you'll sign right there. Okay, very official.
Thank you.